Hello, welcome to this week's How's the Market, Pensacola. Well, instant offers, that's what's coming. That's the new program. You can get an offer on your property within 24 hours, guaranteed. Stay tuned towards the end of the show. I'll actually explain how that program at our office is going to work, but it's something that a lot of people have been asking me for. So here we are, instant offers. That's towards the end. Let's talk real quick. I was reading something this morning about the forbearance that a lot of people are starting to come out of. So if you don't know anything about that, a lot of people during Corona actually put their homes, put a lot of real estate into forbearance, meaning they didn't have to make the payment. Well, what happens at the end of that? Well, it looks like there's a separate option. If you've watched the show at all, I've told you guys a bunch of times that I think what the mortgage companies are going to do is just tack it on the end of the loan. Well, that's called a mortgage modification to extend the term of the loan out. Well, it looks like they have a separate option, still accomplishes the same thing of what you're asking for here, but they take, let's say you owed, we'll just use easy math. Let's say that all your missed payments were $20,000, right? There's no interest on this, although interest has been accruing the entire time, but this block now becomes almost like a balloon at the end of your 30 years. So they move it to the end, but they don't extend the term out because that requires a modification of the mortgage. This doesn't require a modification. It just causes a balloon. If you feel like you're going to sell your house or refinance your house before you pay off that 30-year note in its entirety, then that may work. If not, if you really do feel like you're going to stay there, this is your forever home or what have you, and you're going to continue to pay it until it's all the way off, payment by payment, then you're going to want to take the modification section if that's offered. Now, the first thing, everybody that I've ever talked to that's come off of that has said, the first option they tell you is, well, can you pay it all in full? Can you pay it all in full right now? Well, if the answer is no, then they just move straight on to the second option or third option. They are going to ask you some questions. Hey, are you back in income? Have you got the jobs back? Can you afford to make these payments? We're going to put you on this trial. Gotta love it when the whole system just shuts off right in the middle of a sentence. So they're going to put you on this trial thing, right? To where we have no idea if you can make the payments. So let's just make these 3 payments or 4 payments or 6 payments, and then they'll do the modification or take that payment and just put it on as a balloon. If you take the payment and put it on as a balloon, it doesn't require a modification. It just is a letter. It's an agreement between you and the lender. So I told you they're trying not to foreclose. They do not want a crash of 2008 to happen again. They don't want your house. Banks are more concerned about performing assets, and to them the asset is the loan. So just a little update for you macro-wise, but let's get down to micro here, and here's a new thing coming up in one of our counties. But let's talk about our 2 counties' inventories levels right now. Let's go. All right, if you've never seen the show, you don't know that I always start off with this slide right here. It says, if we have between 6 and 7 months worth of inventory, we have a neutral market. Anything greater than 7 months considered a buyer's market. Anything less than 6 months considered a seller's market. What the slide does not say is anything greater than 9 months is considered a hyper buyer's market. Anything less than 3 months is considered a hyper seller's market. I did it all in one breath. All in one breath, yay. All right, let's start in Escambia County. And just like last week, looks like everything over $550,000 is out of the hyper seller's market and into the seller's market. Also looking at the $700,000 plus, we're at 5.1. So you're creeping up slowly but surely into a neutral market. So if you're at that $700,000 plus, understand your negotiations are a little different, both as a buyer and a seller. But pay attention to that. If you haven't seen this show, sorry, over here on the left is the prices, on the right is the month's inventory. That's why I put this slide up first so you understand the month's inventory and how it impacts the prices. Here they are. 329 active in Escambia County as of today. Well, that number has actually gone up some, so I am starting to see some inventory. And if you remember, I was looking over here at 0.2 months worth of inventory at the 100 to 150,000. Well, we're at 0.8. Now, watch your headlines, because you're going to start to see some headlines that real estate, I could literally write an article right now, it'd almost be clickbait, But I could write a blog post or an article and throw an ad out there that says real estate in the $100,000 to $150,000 price point quadruples in inventory. I'm not lying. We went from 0.2 months to 0.8 months. That's 4 times bigger. But we still are drastically low. So don't think the buyer is going to come in at $100,000 and $150,000 and offer way below list price, because no, it's moving forward. It's moving toward. No, we're not anywhere close to a buyer's market yet. We're not even close to a neutral market yet. So pay attention there. 150 to 200, we got 0.5 months. And I think that is 150 to 200 is the highest inventory levels, with the exception of the luxury, because my report stops at 700,000. So anything over 700,000 is all lumped in together into one thing. There's 47 properties there. 150 to 200, there's 40 properties in Escambia County. Yeah, let's jump over to Santa Rosa County. This is what I was saying, something new. Look here, we have an orange box in Santa Rosa County. It's the first time I've seen an orange box in Santa Rosa County in months. The orange box is still a seller's. So it's not red, it's not a hyper seller, so it's not under 3 months inventory, but it is a seller's. It's not a hyper seller's. And that's the 500 to 550 mark. There are 14 active properties right now. We also have 9 under contract right now. So that's 3.2 months worth of inventory. So slightly over a hyper seller's. Would I think that any of your negotiations or marketing is going to change in Santa Rosa County because this is now a seller's market and not a hyper seller's market? No, I do not. I think all of it would remain the same. And the same thing here, 150 to 200,000 is still 0.2 months. 200,000 to 250,000, 0.3 months. That was 0.2 months last week. So we've gone up a little bit there. 250 to 300, 0.4 months. We've gone up a little bit there. 300 to 350, 0.8 months. And there's 31 active properties there. We've gone up a little there. 203 active total. We've gone up a little there. So we see some more inventory coming on. A lot of that is just because it's warming up. People like to make moves in the spring. So as we're getting here to late spring, mid to late spring, and Lord knows Santa Rosa County, maybe some stuff will happen here in spring, like the 3 Mile Bridge would open, but am I the only one not holding my breath for that Memorial Day date? We'll see. Anyways, yeah, it looks like we've actually got one price point in Santa Rosa County now that is just a seller's market, but is still definitely a seller's market all the way through. So there's the inventory for this week. I was very, very thankful for the views last week. Obviously, the most interesting man in the world got some extra views because we got over 5,000 views for last week's YouTube video, which for us, we average 1,000 to 1,500 a week. That's about what we average. So to get 5,000, we obviously, I promoted it a little too. So we had some fun there. Let's talk the instant offers before I wrap today's show up. Basically, I'm going to offer my clients now an option. Someone comes to me and says, hey, I want to talk about selling my home. I'm going to give you 2 options. Either A, I can give you an instant offer. I have got such a network of people looking to buy properties, they can give you an instant offer cash. Or maybe not necessarily cash. It may be just not contingent on a loan, which I can go over the details of that. But you can get an offer and it close fairly quickly, all right, within weeks. I did this with a client of mine about a month and a half ago. They came up and they were in a situation where they had to go. They needed to go. And I'm like, well, it takes a minute to get it on the market. I mean, I know you're seeing that we can sell stuff in a couple of days once it hits the market, but in order to market it properly, it's going to take a couple of days because there are some steps here. All right, there's a lot of things we need to do to get ready for that premiere, that movie premiere night. They said, I don't have time to wait on that. Plus, this happened to be a condo out in Perdido, and they knew an assessment was coming. They didn't want any part of that. We have no idea how much the assessment is. I don't want to have to pay that. So they said, what can you get me right now to close in a week? I talked with some of my investors. Somebody made them an offer very quickly. And it kind of got my wheels spinning because I get this conversation often. So we're going to start this program now called Instant Offers. Here in the area, we see it in the bigger markets. There's actually some companies out there that do instant offers fairly quickly. I'm going to start using it here. So as we talk, I'll give you an option. Do you want an instant offer or do we want to just talk about listing it? Because understand your instant offer that closes in a week is going to be less than what I probably can get you if we get on the market. But there are situations that makes a ton of sense. That particular one, they needed to go. They had to go to Arizona. There was a family thing that needed to happen and they needed to get gone. So they needed the instant offer. They took it. All parties were happy. The husband was happy. The wife was happy. Well, they're ex-husband and ex-wife now, but that was one of the main reasons they needed to get it done quickly. So instant offers. It's going to be offered through our program. If you need any more details, just reach out to me. Shoot me a message either here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Let me know, hey, I'd like to take a look at that instant offer. If that doesn't work, I'll walk you through it because I can tell you, hey, this is probably what we'll get listing it, and this is what's going to be required for both of us. But if you need an instant offer, this is what we'll get. And this may satisfy exactly what you're trying to do. And since I've had that conversation more than once lately, I figured we would just start that program out here so I can help more people, especially in this weird time we're in. All right, that's it. If you're thinking about doing anything in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, reach out to me. Let me know. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great week. I'm a man on a mission. My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and don't need no permission. I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth?